Hey yo, guys, how you doing? It's me, the one AJ Anthony Jordan, representing Ministry of Wrestling. This is the first of 5 prediction videos we'll be seeing, so check out, do subscribe if you're new, and you'll see what each member of the Ministry of Wrestling is putting out as a prediction for Wrestledream, the Antonio Inoki tribute show presented to us by AEW. Yes, it's an NJPW Founders tribute show, but it's the one that Tony Khan has said will change the landscape of AEW and possibly a debut. You think you know him as Edge? Will he be Adam Copeland? Will it be the return of Sexton Hardcastle? Who knows? I'm not going to say who cares because we all do it. It's Edge, for God's sakes, if he does debut. But let's not waste any more time, guys. It is a prediction show, and that's what it is right now. You're going to hear my predictions for the card. The match that many believe is going to be the main event. However, rumor has it that the TNT title will be the main event for this show. But we are talking about Bryan Danielson versus Jack Sabers Jr. I mean, look, you are talking two amazing talents here. Zack Sabre Jr. I first saw in the Cruiserweight Classic, WWE, the Wrestling Wizard, and what I saw on display there is nothing short of amazing. However, I don't know. Look, it'll be nice to put over one of the few NJPW guys on the card. So that makes me want to say that way, but we're talking Bryan Danielson, like one of the biggest names in wrestling. And as I said, I think he's on a tour de force at the moment where losing isn't his thing until the actual bowing comes through. So I think you're going to see a showcase, which is going to put Sabre, and I could be wrong in saying this because many might be like, what do you mean? He's there already. He's even holding the title. But this is going to put Zack Sabre Jr. in the same kind of conversation as Will Ospreay. It's going to have people going, okay, so this is interesting. Put some more eyes on New Japan Pro Wrestling and not just the same old name. So this is the one I think is going to put Zack Sabre on the map because he's going to really take Bryan to town, but it's Bryan Danielson's match for the win. Then we have Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland with, yeah, you got it, Prince Nana in the back. I don't know if I got the Nana dance right. I do apologize if this is completely wrong. I apologize to anyone who's just watched the show and think, who the hell is this guy doing this dance? Either way, I apologize. Right. The tough thing is, I don't think Swerve has had the world's best victories, and last pay-per-view was not exactly in an elite favor. I'm kind of torn on this one. I don't know the build behind it. I don't know what the feud is about. I just know that both guys are literally needing a bit of a win. I'm going to go with Swerve for the win, though, because I've heard him talking a bit more crap out there. I've seen him like throw shots and say he's looking for Keith Lee and XYZ. Now, if you're looking for people, you've got to kind of win. You can't do it. Hangman has been a former champ for AEW. He's held the trios. He's done it all, really, hasn't he? So, and I think he's currently holding gold. So, with the Young Bucks. So I'm going to go with Swerve just because he needs the victory more. Okay, next match is FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood versus Aussie. Aussie Open, Carl Fletcher and Mark Davis. It's the AEW Tag Team titles. Look, if it was for anything else, I would have said Aussie Open stand a chance, but FTR are just on that rampage, and like if they're gonna drop the gold, it needs to have some kind of feud for it, and there just isn't one there. It was just a random call out. It's we're challenging you. Ranking system AEW, does that still exist? Anyway, that's just my personal beef. But there's just a random tag title match that's come out, and I respect the hell out of Aussie Open, but FTR for the win. Okay, now we go on to what should have been it's not should have been. What is the other tag team title match? The Ring of Honor tag team title match, but it's a handicap match because Adam Cole, baby, has hurt his ankle. So it's the man who's better than you, the devil on another level, Mr. MJF, the AEW World Champion, versus the Righteous Vincent and Dutch of Ring of Honor. Look, if the Righteous were going to take this title, they would have just released the title. They're going to, and you can't make your champ look weak, can you? You just can't. So I'm going to go with MJF for the win. How, what, where, how? Probably Kingdom are going to try and interfere, backfire, because MJF is just on that other level, so it's going to screw them. Look, you would have just removed the titles from them if you were going to lose it from them. But there's obviously more to this storyline to go. So MJF to retain, the Righteous will just have to eat defeat. Right, we move on to Chris Jericho and the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay, and of course, Don Callis in their corner. Now, I'm kind of torn here because I did say I believed it was going to be a big blowout with like maybe Bullet Club Gold and the whole elite and Chris Jericho is going to be there. It's not gone that way. It's a tough one. You're talking Kenny and Chris teaming up for the first time. There's a lot of retribution to be had as well. I feel like this one's going to come back to bite because I really want to say the Callis family. And then I feel like the whole elite and Chris Jericho, but that just might not be the way of it. And then are we really going down the Bullet Club Gold route? And then I've just seen that Switchblade is injured. Screw it. I'm going to go against my better judgment, and I'm going for Chris Jericho and the Golden Lovers to take the victory. Retribution shall finally be there because you know what? More than anything, Kenny's had too many L's, way too many L's. And yeah, I don't even know the last time Chris won, actually. So yes, I'm going to go with Chris Jericho and the Golden Lovers for the victory. Right. Okay. Despite the rumors, I do apologize for the noise in the background. Despite the calling that this may be the main event, I'm going to call it as per Wikipedia. So we are now going for a 2 out of 3 falls. The AEW TNT Championship, Christian Cage versus Darby Allin. Now, there's a lot of hype. Does Luchasaurus turn? Will Sting jump from the rafters? It's, a million and one different things going on and potentials out there. I don't know enough about the feud. I just know that Luchasaurus was champ. Christian was the title holder. Christian is finally the title holder and champ. And I feel like with all the heat that he's building, you've got to let it continue. Let it breathe a bit more. So I'm going to go for Christian to retain. What in between happens, I don't know. I think 2 out of 3 falls and potential main event says there is a lot to look forward to in this match. So with that, I'm going to say have a good one, but I am going with Christian Cage to retain, and I don't believe we're going to see Edge. That's my call. Okay, now we move on to Kingston versus Shibata, the Ring of Honor World Championship and the Strong Openweight Championship, both on the line. And honestly, guys, that's the reason I'm going to stick with my answer pretty quickly. Eddie Kingston to retain because I called it in the last match. In the last time, didn't happen at the time I expected it to, but Eddie Kingston is now going to become the heart and soul of Ring of Honor. Had it just been the openweight title, I would have said, you know what, maybe he's dropping, he's going to focus on ROH. But no, they've got him there like that. And look, he's actually cancelled independent shows to focus on what he's doing with the 2 titles that he's got at the moment. That proves he's going to be a fighting champ for a minute. So Eddie Kingston for the win and to retain both titles. Just the way I see it. Okay, now we are talking the TBS title. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart of the Dark Order and Brody King in her corner. Right. I would love to go for Julia Hart on this because again, Dark Order, that's my faction in AEW, and obviously they've just dropped gold not too long ago. So that would have been really interesting. But let's be honest, Chris Statlander, I feel she's just beat the recently AEW departed Jade Cargill, and that was the undefeated champ who had a streak. And while I want to say I don't feel Statlander's reign has been much, it's because they haven't given it much to develop. But like when you did bring her back out, she's defeated some of the best. So with that being said, not only did she defeat Jade Cargill, I believe she defeated DMD. So with that, the reign is now beginning to pick up steam. And I don't know how, I just, as much as I want to see Julia do it, it would have been probably when they were trios champ. That would have been the time to make her champion. So I'm going to go for Chris Statlander to retain the title on this one. Okay, a fatal 4-way match for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Number 1 contendership, essentially. It's your chance to become the number 1 contender and face the champs, be it Aussie Open or FTR, obviously. Yeah, so who are our contenders for this match? You have the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Guns, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn representing Bullet Club Gold. Lucha Brothers Ray Phoenix and Penta El Zero Miedo with Alex Abrahantes in their corner. And Orange Cassidy and Hook as the final team. I really, really want to have my guns up at the moment because they're in that moment. Like they've been doing really good on pay-per-views. And, you know, there's a chance that they could still win because even though Switchblade is out, we've still got the man who's got the juice, baby, Juice Robinson in the corner of, well, I'm hoping he's in the corner of the guns. But something says to me, Orange Cassidy and Hook, like that's the new tag team. But I prefer an established tag team. This is where I'm torn. Young Bucks are holding the Ring of Honor Trios title. Ray Phoenix is your current international champion. Hook is your FTW champion. So really, I want to go with the Guns and they're an established tag team. But are we just going to let Orange Cassidy and Hook just be like, whatever? When it looks like they could be those two, yeah, just laid back, whatever, going, guys. And then they go for it. But then what does that do for the FTW title, for the AEW tag team titles against FTR? It just doesn't balance right, does it? So I'm going to say it should be the Guns. It should be Bullet Club Gold. But Orange Cassidy and Hook, because the fans love them. Like it's let's see what's next for them. It just dies off, doesn't it? Otherwise, so Orange Cassidy and Hook, even though it should be the Guns. And finally, we go for Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta. Now, last pay-per-view was a Blackpool Combat Club fest. They won everything. That every match they were in, they won. This time, I believe they can eat some losses. And I believe Ricky Stark, who lost to Daniel Bryan previously, needs a bit of victory. I think there's a bit of push in there. There's a chance that he's on the rise. Now, if you're going to keep this guy on the rise, you're putting against a BCC member who can eat a loss. No disrespect, but that's just who Wheeler is, isn't he, in the group? So quite quick, quite simple. I am going to go for Ricky Starks as the new I'm going to go for Ricky Starks as the winner of that match. I don't believe it's going to be the main event. It's just the way Wikipedia's listed it, guys. It will probably be match 2 in my prediction. Also, while I'm putting this out here, because you're going to see my video and the others, or you might see mine, who knows when you're going to see my video, you might see the other guys first. We have not done the 0 hour, not because we didn't want to. It's just because the matches were released too late and all other recordings have already been done. So as much as I've seen the matches, it's just too late. So unfortunately, TK, once again, we've called it and we're telling you again, you need to give us more time for recordings and prediction shows. So there is no 0 hour predictions from the ministry, guys. But please do click a link down below and check out what another ministry member has as a predictions and see which one of us you agree with more. But until then, guys, how are you going to find out more about us? Click the subscribe button. Please click like. Please click comment. I'd love to hear from you. So until then, I am the one AJ signing out. Thank you very much. See ya.